Hi everyone, in this video I would love to share this Arcturian light language that I felt guided to write on my left arm. As you can see, there are a lot of symbols, and basically these symbols create a vibration, okay? A vibration that is to help me to transcend a lot of the physical, okay, to bridge the gap between the third dimension and the infinity, okay? Because really, once you enter into the fifth dimension, you're really into having access to all things. But right now we see things as there's a third dimension, then there's the fourth, and then there's the fifth, as though they are different rooms. It's like we're walking down a hallway and each door is a different room or different reality. Like we're in the room of the third dimension, and then we step out of the room and go down the hallway a little bit, and then we step into the fifth dimensional door. That's kind of how we perceive it right now. So these Arcturian light language is really to help me to transcend all things that I soak in. You know, every single day I am soaking in something, and this light language helps me to clear all of that beliefs that I see on a on everyday everyday basis that I soak in, and it helps me to clear that. And also it's supposed to really help me, this Arcturian light language, to help me connect with my multidimensional selves, basically my infinite being that is bound to this one reality. It's like little codes. Each symbol is a code that unlocks my subconscious mind, opens it up. Because right now a lot of us are bound to limitations. We have a consciousness that is like in a fishbowl. That's how we really perceive consciousness, as though it's in a fishbowl, it's in a room. But what this Arcturian light language is showing me, that we are not indeed in a room where this is the third dimension, and the room next door is the fifth dimension, the room next to that is the sixth, and so on, so forth, that really we're in a massive open space. Like the universe is this massive, just this open space where we are literally projecting ourselves. We are literally projecting ourselves into different forms. We're taking on many forms. We are everything. We have gained enough experiences. So the whole idea of not being wise enough, not being knowledgeable enough, is really just illusions. Because we are such infinite beings that we don't even really need to learn in an institutional sort of school system. All we have to do is to unlock our consciousness. Because consciousness in a fishbowl keeps us thinking that we are not wise unless we go through experiences and learn through educational system, institution, programs. But really all we have to do is unlock the mind, the silence of the mind, and we can uncover wondrous truths, depth like the ocean, depth like the universe. It just keeps going and going and going. So this is really just about a gateway. These symbols, this light language is like a gateway opening. I'm opening up gateways to further deepening my understanding of what it is to be an infinite being. Also, this is to really help me to further manifest in this particular reality, this reality we call the third dimensional Earth. Because right now I manifest with the consciousness of the infinite consciousness, which is anything is possible, magic exists. While in this particular template, we have the whole, consciousness is in a fishbowl where there's only certain things you can do, based off of logic, physics, and that there's certain things that you cannot do. So there's a list of cannots and a list of things you can do, what are possible. But I come in with this consciousness of I could do anything. So this really helps me to be able to navigate through this world in a structure system where there is limitations, perceived limitations placed here, templates of limitations. So it helps me to be able to navigate, to be able to manifest in this particular template of reality, which is about patience. Because manifestation is it's interesting because it's instant, meaning you create a thought and it's instantly manifested. But the thing is, we have this time. That's what really trips us up. We have this linear time. Because I manifest it, so, I think of it such as I want to create this. And I do it. But the thing is, I'm doing it, but that is almost my future self. And the self that is setting out the intention has to catch up to that. Okay, because you think of it and it manifests. Okay, but remember, fifth dimensional conscious intention, such as manifestation, it's an infinite thing. That means it instantly manifests itself. Okay. But the thing is, it sort of see it as it's jumping ahead. It's so quickly manifestation power is like the universe. It's very explosive and very rapid and intense. There's an intensity to it. There's an instance to it. But we, as these beings in this third dimension, we have this fishbowl thing. While in order for us to really have our physical manifestation, we have to really catch up to it by, basically what people say, coming in alignment with it. So these codes are really here just to help me navigate through this world. Navigate in this manifestation template we have. Like I said, in a fishbowl type of thing. There's cans and cannot. Because I have everything I seek. I have every manifestation, everything I intend to create. I am doing it right now. But the thing in this third dimension, we have this time, this linear time, where it's not truly in sync or in harmony right now with this consciousness of infinity, where we can have things instantly, where we are abundant. Because when we are in our infinity, we are all abundant. Okay, that means we can have anything we want. But in the fishbowl sort of consciousness, we don't have that sort of understanding. So it's sort of like there's like this weird disharmony going on with, we set an intention for manifestation, which is it's like we're stepping into magic, which is about we have there's infinite abundance, but at the same time we're on a template. It's like we're setting an intention on a mountain that has its own sort of ideas. That is, it's like you're trying to fly, you're trying to jump off the mountain while you have this you have this conscious understanding that you're infinite being, that anything is possible. Then the mountain itself is like, the gravity on the mountain is like, no, You can't do that. There's an agreement we have on Earth. We have a template placed. We have a foundation placed, which is you can't. There's certain things you can and cannot do, based off of a lot of lack mentality, lack vibration that's going on right now. Lack leads to limitation. Lack is putting people in a bowl. It leads to separation, segregation, all that kind of stuff. So this is really just light language helping me to further understand manifestation in this world. Because the further I understand manifestation, the better I can get at it. And the better I can get at it, the more this world will begin to become a creative life force. Because the more that we create, the more this world becomes this heaven on earth. The more we create through our infinite consciousness vibration, the more this planet becomes that template of reality. But transforming the template of, there's a list of cans and cans not, to the template of anything is possible just using your consciousness, that's going to take continuous effort on projecting your consciousness outward and continuously clearing away what you absorb on a given day. Beliefs. You're absorbing things every single day you go out and you interact. You go to school, you go to work, you're absorbing things naturally. So you have to clear it. You clear in all the beliefs that you're absorbing, even if you're not aware of it, just through hearing people. Everything is affirmations. The things people think and the words people say, we're absorbing it. We can telepathically hear people's affirmations about themselves and about the world. And there's a lot of affirmations going on is, I don't have enough, I can't, I'm not good enough. Just, negative sort of self-limiting affirmations that are basically people are sending out telepathically to the world. And we're soaking it up because we're sensitive beings, because of the fact we are, clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentience, empaths, we're light workers, we're sensitive beings because we're receptive. In order to receive channeled messages, in order to be an infinite, being in infinite consciousness vibration, we have to be ultra sensitive. We have to be receptive to that. We can't be closed off, because in this template, if we're closed off, there's no way we're going to be able to truly visualize and conceptualize worlds beyond this world, our multidimensional selves. We have to be ultra sensitive, ultra receptive to be able to conceptualize and visualize that on top of a template that says that that's not possible. That's not real. Magic doesn't exist. It's fantasy. So these symbols are just really encouraging me on to keep going further in the depths of my soul, to keep going further into basically transcending these belief systems and these affirmations that are being, I hear all the time telepathically from people. Affirmations of, I can't, I'm not good enough, I'm lacking, I don't have enough, I can't do that, that's not possible, all that kind of affirmations that's going on right now. Belief systems based off ideologies, culture, parents or grandparents, the school system, institutions, corporations, etc., etc. It's like never ending with the belief systems that are put out there on a given day. It's a lot. It's a lot that we're absorbing on a given day. So it's about clearing, constantly clearing. These symbols help me to clear by it's like detoxifying my body. When I write it on my skin, it's like detoxifying anything that's within my light body or within my physical body that is not in resonance with my infinite consciousness vibration, my the eternity within. So it just clears away anything that may just kind of keep me thinking small. Basically, that's what it does, just keep you thinking small. Because in order for us to continue to transcend, because that's what I'm doing, I'm really trying to transcend beyond these borders that we have of what is possible and what is not possible. We have these pretty strong borders of what we can do and what we cannot do based off of physics and all that kind of stuff. So it helps me to really continue to chip at that border, okay? Because it's a continuous thing. We're constantly going to be chipping at that border probably for the rest of our lives until we, as a collective consciousness, decide in sync with one another that we want to get rid of that, demolish that borders once and for all, to create a bridge from the third dimension and the fifth dimension where they're not indeed separate things. Like such, we travel to the fifth dimension and then we travel back to the third dimension as though we're not existing in both of them at one time. It's like we have to exist in one or the other. And we're going to bridge that gap where literally they're not separate rooms that we travel in and then travel out of, like we're in the fifth dimension temporarily. It's like, no, we're in the third dimension, and the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, 10th, all the way up at the same time. That we don't need, it's not like we're just there temporary and then we travel back to the third dimension. Because that's kind of how we perceive it right now. So each little symbol just reminds me of the Egyptian, a lot of the Egyptian Arcturian language that was given to the Egyptians, a lot of the starseed language that was given on how to really use consciousness as a way to manifest instead of using the physical senses. Right now we're using the physical senses to manifest, such as we're using our intellect, we're using our basically tangible things like physical things to manifest. We're not using pure energy. We're using energy that is dense, okay? Energy that's dense, such as, energy where we're, taking down trees and all that kind of stuff, producing energy. We're producing energy that's in a very physical sense. It's not really connected with the pure energy of consciousness, the mind. Such as the mind doesn't need, the mind has the power to create energy where we don't need, satellites. Okay, that all we need to do is use our pure energy to send through our consciousness messages to somebody. Instead of using telephone wires, we can literally send pure energy that is not connected to the physical things, such as man-made tangible things. That's a physical thing. A tangible thing is a physical thing that we can just do it through pure energy, just sending a wavelength to somebody through our conscious thoughts. But that's why manifestation, it really does take patience, and I constantly am reminded about the patience, because the system here is different. You think it and you have it, but it's like that you cannot see yourself having it, okay, because of the fact that we still have this veil, meaning we still are not truly in belief, can conceptualize or visualize us having multi-parallel lives, parallel realities, multidimensional selves. So when I set this intention for manifestation, for example, I want to manifest, a life partner, I'm literally with my life partner, but the thing is, there's this veil that is perceived that I cannot see me having it because I'm not completely into the vibration of parallel lives existing beyond just this physical one reality, me just creating this video, that I'm actually, as I'm doing this, as I'm setting intentions, for example, to be in an orchestra, let's say I want to be in an orchestra in the future, I'm literally doing that. At the same time, I'm here creating this video because I create that intention. For example, let's say I wanted my intention to be, in the past, I wanted to be a celloist in, let's say, the 1800s in Italy. I'm literally doing that because I set my intention out there. It's just, there's veils. There's like these castle walls, or like walls that it's almost like it prevents us from seeing ourselves actually doing it, because we're so into the physical senses that literally if we cannot see it, taste it, hear it, smell it, anything of the five senses, then we don't believe that. We don't believe it. It's not real. It doesn't exist. So we're getting out of that right now, and this is constantly reminding me that I'm more than just, here in my room recording my arm talking about consciousness. That I'm doing many things, because the universe, just like the universe, is doing many things, many, many things at one time. Literally, probably millions of solar systems are dying. At the same time, millions of solar systems are being born, as well as there's millions of solar systems with planets with life on them that are in the beginning of their life and the end of their life cycle, and it's somewhat in the beginning. And this is all going on right now. This isn't, this happens like in an order. Life on Earth is like an order. Everything is like a linear fashion where this happens and then that ends, and then that happens and that ends, and then that happens and then that ends. Like it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like a very much an order. But there is no sort of linear order when it comes to our being. We are horizontal, we are vertical, we are circular, we are we're flat at the same time, we're like a sphere, and then we're like a rectangle, we're like a triangle, we're like this fluctuating shape that is just, it's multifaceted. There's no, it's not flat. It's not just a straightforward, it ends and something else begins. It's like everything is ending and beginning everything is ending and beginning. Like it's all happening simultaneously. Something is ending in another parallel reality, and something is beginning in another parallel reality. We are cellists in one reality, and then let's say we're violinists in another parallel reality. But it's all happening right now. It's just we can't perceive it or conceptualize it because of this template that we're on top of. That is, we're so into our physical, so into our physical. That's why we have, satellites and telephone wires and phones, because we don't believe in pure energy, pure conscious energy yet. So manifesting from pure consciousness, it takes patience, because it will cycle back. Pure consciousness, meaning you send out a signal to the universe, and it's kind of, you can perceive it as when you send out a call to somebody in, let's say, Rome, and you're in the US, you're sending it out to the not telescope, I mean, what is it, not the space station, the satellite, and what happens is the satellite, it goes, okay, you send a signal, goes to the satellite, and then it goes to the person in, what did I say, Italy or Rome or something like that, and then the person picks up the phone call, and then their message is sent back to the satellite in space and then sent to you. So it's kind of like that. It's like it takes time for it to, you send it out, and then it takes time for it to come back to you, because really you're just catching up with that yourself already having it. But since we don't see it as, we see it as a linear thing, it's like literally we're catching up to that person that is already having it. So I just wanted to share this sort of insight with you guys, this message. Hope you guys enjoyed this lovely message on multidimensional realities and ourselves, and transcending the template that we have of what we can and cannot have, what is possible, what is not possible, and how we can really clear our daily absorption of belief systems and affirmations that we pick up telepathically from people that are really self-limiting. I hear it all the time. I'm really tapped into telepathy right now, and I can hear people's thoughts, and it's very self-limiting. It's, people are deeply into the physical. Like, everything to them is the physical. That's the only thing that's real. But it's interesting because that's just a projection of our pure consciousness, which is interesting. Telephone wires are a projection of our consciousness. And it's kind of like taking the long way to get things. It's like, if we really want something quick, I mean, just use pure consciousness. Because a telephone wire, a space station, satellite is just like it's not even the source. It's like we're using energy from like a projection of the source. Why don't we actually just use the actual raw, pure source itself and not just a physical version of it? It's like we're using like a copy of it, a copy of like the actual real source, pure energy. So I find that interesting. Because we want everything. You look at society, everybody wants it now. They want it now. They're so impatient. They want it now. But the thing is, they want everything now, but they're like, the way they go about manifesting is like, it's like they're literally taking the long way to get what they want, to get their manifestations. Literally, they're taking the long way because they're not coming from an infinite consciousness. They're coming from a lack. And lack is like living in a fishbowl where it's like you're literally just bound to the resources you have in the fishbowl. And the resources that are perceived in the fishbowl are very self-limiting. Therefore, your resources in the fishbowl are not really going to help you get really what you want. But then you're impatient being in that fishbowl because you want it now, but you're not actually, you're using resources that are very limiting. It's like you're trying to use like a hammer and a nail to build the Egyptian pyramids, instead of using like consciousness where you can like telekinesis move the stones with your actual mind. But since people don't believe in magic, they'll do the hard way, which is use all of their energy, exhaust their entire physical body, all their senses, just to make something happen. And that's what people are doing. They're depleting themselves just to do something. Just to change their lives, they're depleting their energy. And then that doesn't work because you can't, everything is manifestation. And even though you think you're manifesting from your physical senses, such as going out there and actually trying to make stuff happen through not visualizing it, but just using like your senses, your body to get what you want, you're not going to really even manifest it, because manifestation is a consciousness thing. It's not bound to the physical senses, because the physical senses is a projection of consciousness, a form of creation. It's not the source of creation. If you want to manifest the life of your dreams, you have to use the source energy. You can't use just a projection of it. It's like, for example, you have a projector, and the image on the screen, okay, is, like, let's say it's a movie of a flower or something like that, and you want to change the image. What people are doing is they're literally going up to the screen, and they're literally trying to, like, somehow change the image of the flower to, like, a dolphin or something like that. And they're sitting there frustrated because, like, why isn't this changing to a dolphin? Like, I keep writing on top of the image and it's still there. It's because of the fact the image itself is just a projection, okay? The actual projector is the source. So go to the source when you're trying to manifest, not just manifest through the physical, what you see around you, through what you can feel, taste, see, hear, and the five senses. Go beyond that, transcend that, go to another form, a form that isn't presented in your daily life, presented in the way you can hear it, see it, feel it, taste it, sense it, or and go to the form of, like, your thoughts, your stillness, quiet, that being, that thing inside of you that is beyond the five senses. And I'm telling you, you'll begin to realize that you're manifesting like 24/7 through your telepathic thoughts you send out to the world and to people in the world. So be careful what you're thinking about. Be careful what signals you're sending out to the world, because they always cycle back. You send a phone call out to negativity, what happens is like you send that negativity to the satellite, and then the satellite sends it to some negative thing, and then what picks up is a negative thing, like a negative person or something like that, or a negative situation, and then it's just sent back to you. So if you want positive things to pick up on the other line, then you got to send out a positive signal. It's like positive is like, 703 number or something like that, and you're dialing like a 615 number. What happens is 615 number will pick, because it's just, I'm trying to tell you guys, it's just like attracts like vibrations. So whatever signals I send out, I will find as compliment. I will find as compliment. Because that's how creativity works. Because literally, the universe, it has no filter system. It's not, roses being negative, let's not manifest that. Literally, it just manifests whatever you're thinking about. It doesn't have no, well, roses being negative today, so let's not manifest those thoughts. Let's only manifest the positive thoughts, because creation is not this duality thing where negative and positive. No, universe sees everything as neutral. So negativity and positivity in the universe's eye is neutral, meaning they're not negative or positive. They're neutral. So when you can see everything as thoughts as neutral, you can realize that whatever you're thinking about is neutral to the eyes of God, which means you're going to get that back, whatever you're really putting out there. So just put out vibes that you keep doing affirmations to yourself. Like, I am beautiful, I am infinite, I am a creative being here to create heaven on earth. And my heaven on earth is of beauty, of equality, of fairness, of unconditional love, of grace, of compassion. When you do those sort of affirmations internally, deep in your consciousness, like go deep, do those deep affirmations, like deep within your mind. Because I know people say all the time, they do these affirmations of I am beautiful, but then I can hear in their telepathic self, their deep inner self, that they're saying, I hate myself, I hate my marriage, I hate my life. And I can hear it, even though they're like giving this facade, like they're saying, I love myself, I feel beautiful. So go deep and do those deep affirmations. Go deep. Okay, well, bye, you guys.